Greetings everyone, it's me again, Eshkova from Bloodmoon Pictures, and welcome back to another, the last, as far as we know, reaction video to Shadowlands Afterlives. This time, Revendreth. The one I've personally have been waiting for the most. I don't know if it will beat my favorite so far, which is still the Bastion one, because it was Arthas. A little bit Arthas biased here, but yeah, I just want to say before, I have not seen any spoilers. I've gracefully avoided them until I clicked on the video. In the recommended feed on the right, there was it's not even an hour out, and there was already from Asmongold a freaking clickbaity thumbnail on the right corner. I instantly tried to avoid my eyes, but I saw the face of an orc that seemed very familiar because of his freaking clickbaity. Okay, but I apart from that I only know from the BlizzCon that that in this covenant there will be Kael'thas. That's all I know from there. Also that they're gothic and vampire and very cool. But besides that, let's just hop right into my reaction for you guys, because that's why you're here. Okay, clanky clank. Ouch. Someone has been a bad boy. This one's dark already. God, no.
To the good people of Revendreth, it is with optimism that I address you today. Though these are challenging times. Firstly, I assure you that our holy mission to help the most violent and wicked souls atone for their sins is and always will be our utmost priority. Our rituals are effective. Our judgment keen but fair. We, Venthyr, remain committed to bringing eventual redemption to all who desire it. It is through your faithful work that even the most evil and prideful beings may ultimately be spared an eternity in the maw. Unfortunately, of late, the flow of such hubris-ridden souls has virtually ceased. And as a result, anima, our most precious resource, is in dwindling supply. Even we, the faithful who extract the anima, have not been spared the effects of this mysterious drought. Yes, we still have our old reliables, our workhorses. Yet I fear they will not be enough. We are doing everything in our power to gather more anima. But, simply put, we must all, rich and poor alike, make sacrifices for the greater good. Therefore, I have decided to implement a strategy of conservation and rationing, which should keep the anima flowing to those most in need.
Does not seem...
In this manner, we will keep our people strong and our land healthy, despite the efforts of those who would use this crisis to further their own ends and rebel against the rightful structures of our society. Rest assured, we shall bring these miscreants to justice. With fairness and mercy, of course. I am, after all, nothing if not compassionate. My loyal subjects, We are doing all that can be done to stimulate anima production and fulfill Revendreth's honorable purpose. Remain devout and resolute, and know that I will lead us all into a brighter future.
I freaking love that this one, like, each of these has been so... that's the thumbnail I was talking about, by the way. But I love how every single one of these has been so vastly different from the others. This is amazing. And this is humorful. Like... I thought this would be like very like grim dark and evil doing and whatnot, but no, I love this. It's so like, I don't know, this is my type of humor. One of my types of humor, so to say, but seriously, this was amazing. I loved this one. For the art style, I love the gothic theme to it and everything, like the dark red and everything. But first, we theorize. So, first of all, we see that here, this is a troll. This is definitely a troll. And though most of those guys all look very elven, I don't think they're supposed to be all elvish, or whatever. But this is a troll, for sure. And I can't shake the feeling that we might know this guy. But I might be wrong. It might be just another citizen. And these faces, like, yep, we're so fair and compassionate. Look at those freaking faces. And so, like, sure, they're hit by the drought as well. And they have to, like, conserve anima. And they do it in a really... They do it in really... totalitarian way, I should say. Like, everyone is sacrificing anima, and the rich guys, the upper class, kind of, yeah, they kind of abuse the poor. And I guess our role will be to help out the poor, but our most reliable workhorses, and then it cuts to here.
Workhorses. Yet I fear they will not be enough.
Like, from this guy's expression, and I know everyone's thinking, this has to be garrosh. There's no other way. This has to be garrosh. Personally, yep, he has the tattoos, the earrings, the nose ring, the things around the tusk rings. So he looks a lot like this is garrosh. But he looks so determined in this. He doesn't look like he's in pain. He just looks very determined. So is he like doing this out of his free will? He just like tries to get off all the anima to the other people and stuff. That would be a great start of a redemption story, even though I don't really think we should get a redemption story for garrosh, because if you compare him to like people who in real life who did things that were very similar with what he did, everyone will go on the barricades if you do a redemption story for that guy. But, yeah, like, that's interesting. Like, that implies, I mean, sure, the way he talks and the way this is written, it's probably not that way, but it kind of implies that he's doing this out of free will, with, like, this facial expression and stuff. I mean, sure, it seems very freaking painful and everything, but I don't know. It really seems not... It doesn't really seem like he's, holding off, or like he's trying to escape it or anything. I mean, maybe he just accepted his fate. That might be very well it. But I don't know. And it's weird to see that the anima in Revendreth is red. Is there like a color scheme of like good souls, bad souls kind of deal? Like anima of good souls is blue, and the more quote unquote evil or irredeemable you get, the anima gets more red. Or is this just? It's just like just the Revendreth people, the Venthyr just dripping their little coloration in it just for aesthetic reasons. That might be very well just it. But everyone thinks this is Garrosh, I assume, because the tattoos, the tusks, the nose ring, the earrings, it's an orc, and he doesn't, like, I don't think they would have been able to do him green here, but, I mean, because of the whole aesthetic. But, yeah, basically they bleed their own people dry. Or, like, as dry as it gets, I suppose, and when someone tries to not obey, they push them into the sun. I wonder what the lore in Shadowlands is of the Venthyr people, like burning in the sun, burning in the light. I really, really want to know what the lore behind that is, and I am really curious.
Remain devout.
Oops. And I'm very, very curious of what all this means in particular about, like, this guy. Like, it just seems like we have to fight this guy at the end. And I don't know, I love, like, the music. The music with, like, him just... Basically the letter he wrote to his people and stuff like that, or his speech or whatever. The only thing that would have made this just the tad more perfect for my humor would be if there would be, like, a moment where he's like, no, scratch that, and corrects himself or stuff like that, because that would just... But yeah, this is amazing. I really love the aesthetic. And, like, with this castle and everything, oh, I can't wait to run around that. And I guess Zorgan would maybe land there, because even though he does things for the greater good in the end, his methods are very interesting, to say the least. Like, he wouldn't even flinch if he had to do the choice of, like, either you burn down this house full of innocents, or like, you have to burn down this house full of innocents in order to protect the greater whole of the race or whatever. If that's actually the only way, he would do it, but he's very creative in problem solving, and he doesn't fret of, like, ensuring that people are loyal to him, even if it means delving into the morally blacker areas, or darker areas, I should say. But yeah, that's just how Zorgan is, so I think he might end up here. But Zorgan has, like, he was against Garrosh, but mostly because Garrosh was racist. And he was also against, like, as you saw in my Warbringer, against, like, Sylvanas' decision, just because it was strategically stupid. But now we know that wasn't her goal. Her goal was to kill as many people as possible. Yeah. But yeah, basically, Zorgan is a perfect fit for this, aesthetically, most and foremost. But otherwise, I really am not sure what to make of this. It didn't drop many hints of what is going on besides the things we know. Apart from, like, they abuse their people, they have a tax, which is very very well.
Those
I mean, this picture says it all. They're literally bleeding their people dry. Here, the poor people are bled dry, and the rich people here are just like, oh, we have enough. It's all chained to them as well, which is interesting. I wonder what that means. Or if it means anything. I really wonder where, like, the lines are and everything. And maybe they aren't actually redeeming people anymore because they have, like, succumbed to corruption themselves, like to social and political corruption themselves, and they actually do not, like, care about redeeming the souls to spare them the maw. Not sure. Not sure. But again, love it. It's kind of short. If I think, now that I think about it, I think it may even be the shortest one. At least from my memory, it might be the shortest one. Maybe Draka's was as short. I don't know. But either way, I really like that each and every one of these had like a different taste to it and a different feeling to it. Like, every one of these has been very unique, and each of them had, like, their own color scheme. While Revendreth is red and, like, these colors. The, like, red, black, white, and, like, shades in between with, like, the small brownish areas. Ardenweald had blue, obviously. Blue and teal. Teal? Yeah, kind of teal. Yeah, blue, teal-ish. And, Maldraxxus had green, and yeah, I think the Bastion one has been the most colorful because that one has been light blue and golden, like two. Yeah, like interesting. Either way, it has been a really good time. I really like this one. I've talked a little bit more in the start of this one. While it was running, because oh, okay, we see the one the thing I got spoiled for at the beginning. I mean, we technically didn't, because it's all the way over here, like the picture, I mean, the one singular picture, which, to be fair, in order to make a clickbaity thumbnail, I would have chosen this as well, but I won't. But either way, this is amazing. I am really looking forward, especially to Revendreth, especially now that we know that Garrosh is in there, attuning for sins. So we have, like, two major characters placed in this area, where in the others, I can't really think of. Like, we have Draka for Maldraxxus, and we have Uther for Bastion. So we have Kilthas and Garrosh here, though. I can't recall any other characters for the others. The one, like, for Ardenweald, we don't really have anyone, because Ursa kind of sacrificed himself. So I don't think we have, like, an actual, maybe Sarah, but that's just a guess. I don't know. Either way, ladies and gentlemen, this is it. I have been rambling for long enough. Again, the Revendreth one, aesthetically very, very pleasing to my eye, to my vampire fanboy eyes. And yeah, I am very curious. I love, like, that this one had a style I did not expect whatsoever, of, like, the Lord of the Venthyr, like the Revendreth Lord.
optimism that I address
character.
you today.
No, sorry. This guy, literally, like, talking to his people through a letter kind of deal, and I love it. I did not expect it whatsoever. And this, I really don't. I'm really curious what this, like, there's so many questions. Like, these have risen more questions than answered them to me, to be honest. Like, what exactly is Garrosh doing here? Like, let's just assume this is Garrosh and not someone that just teasingly looks a lot alike. Like, he looks so like, yes, this is my job, this is what I picked kind of deal. And I know, like in the book War Crimes, he kind of had that feeling as well, where he had like moments where like, yeah, I did things not the best way. But in the end, he bloked about it in front of Kurt, and probably just because he wanted to have his honorable death or whatever. Because like for some reason I don't really think he would like. I don't know. Either way, ladies and gentlemen of the YouTubes, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, then please leave a like. That would be greatly appreciated. I sincerely love all of you guys. Check out the links in the description below or the videos that popped up on screen right. Like somewhere. I don't know where I put them yet. But either way, have a nice rest of the day, and I hope that we see each other in the next video in the stream. Cheerio!